Welcome back to another episode of the 7th D Puckcast. This is Keith.
This is Chris.
Well, the second round is now wrapped up.
Yep, it's all done, and there's a lot of sad people.
Including yourself.
Yes. Pretty good, you know.
I'm excited to
came
watch
out
the
of
West,
this.
yeah.
I'm excited to watch the West. The East is going to be awful.
Yeah, the Duck-Edmonton matchup was fantastic, in my
That
opinion.
was great.
Yeah.
I mean, like we predicted, though, if it went to 7 series, the length of the series favored the Ducks.
Yep.
The Ducks won it.
Then we had the Predators.
Yeah, they just took care of St. Louis, but that was kind of expected. I mean, St. Louis tried. Pecorine stood tall again this series.
Yeah. I mean, you have two goalies right now who are known for pretty bad playoff play, playing really well.
Yeah, that's going to make for a really interesting series.
Yeah.
The only thing that'll be interesting to see, though, is the Predators haven't played in, like, a week now.
Yeah.
Has this time off, maybe knocked Rene off his, game a little bit?
I don't know. I think something like that amount of rest for someone his age might be good for him.
I think a certain amount of time of rest is good, but once you start getting over that week mark, it becomes like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
And then you're not quite as sharp. I think the Ducks will take the first game.
They should with the rust that they have, but it might be a high-scoring game if the Predators are like, okay, we're rested, go out there, let's put up 5 goals tonight.
Yeah. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, Rangers lost to Ottawa. I don't know how. That doesn't make sense. Ottawa's not a good team.
They had a couple lucky goals that you have to say. That Carlson game winner.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, though. Carlson's got, 2 fractures in his foot. The rest of the team's not that good. Yet somehow
they could just grind out the win.
They didn't even have to grind it out. The Rangers' defense just gave it away.
Jean-Gabriel Pageau with his 4-goal game.
Poor defensive play, especially by the Holden Stahl line, because they just snow angel every time you look like you're going to shoot. And then poor decisions by Alain Vigneault, giving them 20 minutes a game instead of putting Brady Shea and Brendan Smith out there, who are actually doing very well. He benched them, but kept putting out Stahl and Holden.
Yep, because they're his veteran.
Yeah, because he has his guys that he likes, and no matter what you do, you get your playing time.
Yep. Then you had the Pittsburgh-Washington game.
The series, that was a fun series.
It was.
Pittsburgh went up 3-1, and then Capitals came storming back to force Game 7, and then choked in Game 7.
Yeah. Like, whenever I watch the game, the Capitals, they pretty much dominated most of that game.
Yeah.
But the one thing the Penguins had over them was the ability to stop the pucks coming to the net.
Yeah, blocking shots.
They had almost twice as many block shots each game.
And Holtby wasn't as sharp as they needed him to be.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, he seemed to be fighting it a lot. I mean, he wasn't even facing nearly as much action as Marc-Andre Fleury was, but Fleury was up to the task almost every single game. I mean, he stumbled in games 5 and 6 a little bit, but the Penguins were just getting swarmed, so not a lot on him on that one. But, Holtby didn't hold them in there when they needed him to.
Yeah, we got to see what's going to be interesting, what Ottawa does when it comes to Crosby. Is someone going to target him?
I mean, if they're smart, they're going to leave Neal in the lineup and have Neal just agitate the crap out of him. Just get to him. Just keep, getting in his face. Keep, taunting him. Doing all that stuff, try to knock him off his game. I think, honestly, though, I mean, the Penguins are just going to walk. They're going to walk all over Ottawa. It's going to be a 4-game sweep.
I don't think it's going to be a 4-game. I think Ottawa will sneak that one.
I'd be shocked if they won one.
I mean, Anderson might just have to stand completely on his head.
Anderson would have to steal a game.
Yeah.
But that's the only hope they have of winning a game. I'm interested to see now because Murray was back last night for Game 7. He's been cleared to play, cleared to back up. I understand why you wouldn't want to put him in.
Play the hot hand.
Play the hot hand. He just got cleared. Fleury's been good. Don't put him back in. Just let him finish out the series. But now that the new series starts, do you go back to Murray or do you stick with Fleury?
I think you stick with Fleury right now. I mean, you have to. He's gotten you this far through some really great play.
And through some games that they were just getting slaughtered in.
Yeah.
Outplayed, out-hustled.
He made a lot of big saves at big times.
Yeah, I think start with Fleury. If he stumbles at any point, Murray comes back in and takes it.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I think Fleury's the guy.
Yep.
And then out west now, Ducks Predators.
Well, I still have the Ducks for the Stanley Cup for me. So I'm sticking with them.
I thought the Ducks were going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I thought, like, in this case, like, if you had said the Ducks are going to play the Predators in the Eastern Conference Finals, I would have really thought the Ducks would pretty much take care of business. Like, this wouldn't be much of a series.
Yeah.
But watching how the Predators have played all postseason long, they just look so dangerous.
Yeah, they're very impressive. Everyone just seems to be on the same page as their teammates.
Yeah, they're all clicking. The defense is just chipping in. They're making big plays. They're not giving up great looks.
Yeah, Subban has been great.
Subban's been great. They're making it easy for Pecorine because they're not giving up a lot of high-quality scoring opportunities. Yeah. And then they're chipping in offensively, too.
All their lines up top to bottom.
Yeah. They're getting it from everywhere. It's going to be another one of those series, I think, similar. If it goes the distance, if it goes to 7, advantage Anaheim. If the Predators can close it out early, maybe 5 or 6 games, which I think is going to be very, very tough, I think they have the advantage early on.
I think this one's going to 7, Ducks again.
I say, yeah, if it goes to 7, Ducks. Anything else? I think Nashville.
Okay.
It's hard for me to pick. I like both teams. They both look so good.
Yeah.
It's such a difficult choice to make there.
But, I mean, it will be a very interesting series. So it'll probably be one of them end up versing the Penguins in the Stanley Cup.
It'll be the Ducks or the Predators versus the Penguins in the Stanley Cup. The
Yeah.
Eastern Conference is already decided. That's not even even we think. The Eastern Conference is decided.
Yes, it's true. I mean, we kind of also said that about the Rangers getting through Ottawa.
Yeah.
Me as the skeptic back on that one. Like, Rangers kind of suck.
I think the letdown from playing in Montreal and then going to Ottawa might have played a factor in some of it, too. Because there's more of a rivalry between Montreal and the Rangers, and, like, it's very, very intense.
Yeah.
And then you go to Ottawa, it's like, we don't care about you guys. Like,
is there anyone here?
No, there's not even a sold-out arena. It's not like you guys are really, like, our enemies. Like, there's no history here.
Like, Ottawa can go to a Stanley Cup and
no
not
one
sell out the
would
crowd.
Care. No one would be like, oh my goodness, like, they're the underdogs. They're doing so well. It's like, how are they here? Who let them into the party?
All of a sudden, their fans are just like, wait, we're in the Stanley Cup?
When did we do that?
I guess it's kind of like a little flashback to like when the Devils got this far. No one thought that was going to happen.
But anyway, I mean, I guess that wraps up the playoff preview. I mean, we do have a little other bit of news that happened this week. Ben Bishop.
Yeah, Ben Bishop to the Stars.
His rights have been traded to the Stars. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. They still have Lettinen and Niemi, and they're both making $5 or $6 million apiece. How much do you give Bishop, and how are you planning on getting rid of one of the other two?
Yeah, they're gonna have to buy out one of them and trade the other one.
Yeah, or just at least try to trade one of them.
Yeah,
because I mean, Bishop's going to command at least probably 6.
Yep, he will definitely be getting paid more than the two they have.
And then at that point, you're going to have like $18 million of your salary cap, or
in goalies,
like $16 to $18 million of salary cap wrapped up in 3 goalies. Only one of whom is worth anything.
Yeah. I don't even know what they would do at that point.
Yeah.
Hope that Vegas is like, yeah, we'll take it on.
Yeah, make some deal with them. That
like, yeah, if you take this, we'll let you win a game.
Yeah, we'll let you beat us the first time you play us. I think the goalie market's going to be interesting this summer, though, because you got Fleury, who has to be moved. Calgary still doesn't know what they're doing with their goalie.
Oh, we also had Darling go to Carolina.
Darling also to Carolina, and he's signed now at a very good price.
Yeah. 4 years, 4.5, I believe it was.
Yeah, 4 point, something.
4 point something.
I think Darling's going to be the guy down there who could lead them to the playoffs next year. I mean, Ward's just getting too old to do it.
So does it make Ward a free agent this year?
No, I think that means it probably means Eddie Lack's going.
Okay.
He's probably going to be getting
so
traded.
then they're going to have Ward be the backup to
Ward's
Darling?
probably going to back up or at least split some starts. It gives Ward... I think Ward is still capable of putting up decent numbers, but he can't be the number one
not anymore.
Starting most of the games.
Because he's in his early 30s now.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 31.
I think he's older than that.
Older? Okay.
Yeah. I always thought Ward was older at least.
But he got in the league really young for a goalie.
I mean, I know he was around when they won the cup, or
that was like his second or first
was that?
year.
Okay, I mean, well, whatever. But either way, he hasn't been that great.
No,
and it's not been working out that well there. He could end up being the one that gets traded, and they could hold on to Lack.
Yeah, Lack's probably the cheaper option.
Yeah,
he's younger, so they can have Lack back up Darling for 5 years.
Much cheaper, and they could then make a splash in free agency.
Yep.
We also have the new draft rankings. Colorado got screwed again. Well, not screwed. I mean, I'm kind of happy they did after how bad they were. Like, you almost don't deserve it for being that bad. But at the same time, it's like, maybe you do need that help.
But then a team like the Coyotes, which were actually trying to win games.
They just couldn't because of their coach.
They
got dropped to 7.
Yeah.
And the Devils move up to 1.
Well, I think I'm not really more shocked with that. Like, yeah, where the Devils were, they had a chance to win for number 1. Flyers to number 2 from being number 12.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
10 picks up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of value in a pick you just got.
Especially in a draft like this year. It's a very shallow draft. They're saying the top 2 picks are really the only ones worth. I mean, it's like
who
the
could
top 2
potentially
pick
be in NHL
next season.
Next season, yeah.
Like the top 2 are going to be good players who can play in the NHL next season, and then there's a cliff. There's like a big difference between 1 and 2, and then everybody else.
This is definitely the year that you hope your scouts were on their money picking who you want.
Yeah, and this is the year that maybe those later picks are almost more valuable because that's when usually your defensemen and your goalies go.
Yeah.
It might be a better year for those picks than going and looking for forward prospects. And Dallas also moved up to number 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could potentially at least pull something solid. I mean, somewhat solid out of there. It won't be nearly what the Devils and the Flyers are going to get, but...
Because then it's what? Colorado at 4, Vancouver at 5, Vegas at 6.
Yes.
And Coyotes at 7.
Yeah. Also, another team with goalie issues is the Flyers. They did re-sign Neuwirth, I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're willing to say he's the number 1. And I don't know what Mason's going to do.
Yeah, like, they're both, like, the same goalie to me. Like, you watch them, like, 3 games in a row, like, wow.
One game, it was like, wow, he's amazing. The next game, you're like, what was that?
Is that their backup?
To, like, their OHL affiliate?
Well,
and then,
also
like,
have
the
that
next one
other
would be like,
backup goal.
oh, okay, he's good. Stolars,
who I think played the best out of all their goalies.
Yeah, he probably will end up being the backup. I think he can.
Yeah.
I think they probably want to get him time. I actually completely forgot about Stolars. I think that means Mason's out. He's going to be available. A team like Calgary could come looking for him.
Yeah, I think that would be a nice fit for him.
They're still going to have Chad Johnson backing up. He's still under contract. Have a Mason Johnson.
Does anyone want to sign Elliott after this year?
Someone will, but they're going to get him for cheap.
But are they going to want him as a starter?
Or a platoon.
Yeah.
I think he'll be more of a platoon. I don't think anyone's going to sign him and be like, you're the guy.
Yeah.
He could end up signing cheap out in L.A.
That is true.
I mean, Quick's had some injury problems this year. They might want to, he's getting a little older now. You might want to not have him play so much. And I feel like you could probably get him for a relatively low deal considering the year he had.
Probably almost 2.5, close to 3.
Yeah, 3. But that's something for a good backup.
Yeah.
You're willing to pay that.
It should be interesting. I know we have the Coyotes are going to Pronger's contracts up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have millions of dollars in cap space.
Actually, if you think about it, the Vegas Golden Knights, they could take a chance on someone like Elliott.
Yeah.
Why not? What do you have to lose? If it doesn't work out, you weren't expected to do anything anyway.
No. With an expansion draft team, they're expecting you to maybe make the playoffs in 4 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years, you're hoping that something can happen.
Yeah. I mean, Jumbo Joke might end up out there.
Yeah. He could even be joined by Patrick Marleau.
Yeah. Started with...
Because they're at the end of their careers. They might not want to go that far.
Yeah, they may not sign their biggest contracts of their career, but their jersey sales.
Yeah, and they're known names. Especially out on the West Coast, they're known.
Yeah, you're going to want them in there. Because they're one of the teams, if you're out in Vegas, that's probably one of your closest teams to watch.
Yeah.
You're going to watch the California teams.
Maybe a Coyotes team.
But
no, wait. I'm joking. Sorry.
Arizona doesn't watch Arizona
Yeah,
games.
you're right.
I'm probably half their viewing populace.
And I'm probably the other half. Yeah, so... Yeah, probably the California teams, or, I'm still excited to see next year what... I'm excited for the rosters.
Yeah,
this is a really exciting offseason coming up. There's a lot of pieces that could be moved. I think this could be, some big pieces moving.
Like TJ Oshie?
TJ Oshie's going to be available. It's going to be a year where, the Rangers are going to be looking to make moves since they got knocked out. This year Rick Nash gets traded. Are the Capitals going to kind of blow it up because they keep not making it past the second round?
I think they're going to do something stupid in the offseason.
Do they get really crazy and try to unload Ovechkin for a lot?
That would be interesting.
It would be interesting because if they're like, we're just going to blow it up, there's no point in holding on to him.
Because they got to sign
Kuznetsov. There's no point in holding on to him if you're going to, kind of rebuild, because by the time you rebuild, he's going to be too old.
Yeah. The only worry would be if you unload someone like Ovechkin, how many season ticket holders do you lose?
Yeah, because he's the big name there.
Yep.
But at this point, too, how pissed off is the fan base?
Yes. They should be still playing right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ovechkin didn't really... He's apparently hurt. They said he was playing with pain injection.
He's missing the World Championships for a lower body injury. Yeah, they said
he played the last series, I think, with, getting pain injections, cortisone shots, probably,
Coca-Cola
and stuff like
straight
that.
to his knee.
Yeah, just injected. But, it's definitely going to be an interesting offseason.
It will.
Expansion draft, the free agency, the kind of backdoor deals that the Golden Knights can make. We'll sign this guy, and then we'll trade him to you. They can play all these different, games with teams. It's going to be interesting.
We're going to read some of them and have no idea what just happened.
Yeah, we're going to be like, wait, how did... Huh? What? How did he go there? What happened to my team?
How did they get Crosby and Ovechkin? Why is Ovechkin a Penguin?
What is this world coming to?
I'm pretty sure Washington's arena would burn down if he was wearing a Penguins jersey.
Yes, there would be some chaos.
Riots in the streets.
Yeah.
Take that, Canada. We can do it too.
Yeah, Vancouver.
Well, it should be an interesting second round.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to the West.
Yeah.
The East is done.
Unless something cool happens and we're just like, oh, they're up. Ottawa's up 3-1. I'm gonna watch this game. And they lose. Oh, damn it! I gotta watch a Penguin win.
Yeah. Again. But yeah, that just about wraps it up. We may be back next week. It might be the week after when the next series is done.
Yeah, there really hasn't been much in between the games being played.
Yeah.
Just coming at you with some recaps.
Yeah, just little things like that. But
previews
and wrap-ups, yeah. But yeah, I think that just about ends this week's show.
Until next time.